Today's Saturday, May 30th, 2020. It's a nice, cool, rainy Saturday. It's feeling good. This feels like Pacific Northwest weather at its finest, at like where it wants to be. It's been a really pretty day. This is a little space outside of my house, the house I've lived in for the last 13 months. And this is a beautiful tree that I see every day when I walk home. And to be honest, I don't even know what kind of tree it is. It's either a spruce or a fir, I'm not sure. And right over here is a beautiful maple tree. And this way there's two big cedar trees right next to each other. But these are the three big trees right above my house. And I'm moving out in 2 weeks. And I was wanting to just commemorate the sweetness of this space and the outside space that I've come to know as home. It's been my spot on the earth for this last year. Let's catch it in one of these videos before it's gone. Had a dream last night, kind of early this morning, where I was moving out of an apartment, moving into a new one. It's like that theme's running strong in my life right now. And in the dream, something went wrong at the last minute, and I didn't know where I was going to live. The plans fell through, and I was going to have to move somewhere new. And in the dream, I was like, oh, I don't know where I'm going to go or where I'm going to live. And I don't know, speaking to an underlying fear in there for me. Finding home and knowing where home is, mixed in with my adventurous spirit of always wanting to travel and explore and go do something new and be brave enough, and the joy of simplifying down and getting the thrill off the unknown. Called my brother today and left a message. My brother and I have only spoken a couple times in the last 15 years. It's probably been about maybe 7 years since we spoke on the phone briefly. But I told him I was going to visit my dad in a couple weeks, our father, and was curious if he'd like to meet me there or meet up with me. But I just left that message today. It's kind of the energy of the day. A rest, rejuvenation day. A tarot reading last night, I got the Temperance card. And it's kind of telling me I feel to all the lessons for the week of being careful about boundaries, of wearing myself out, getting too tired and fatigued to where I lose the excitement for the dream, where I lose energy to put into my creativity and my projects. And also balance around joy, like not getting too caught up on the anger, the disappointment, or the frustration of life, but trying to, and the joy, the excitement of my creation. What's inspiring me, what's helping me to feel good and to tap into that energy to create with. For the most part, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited about moving into the new place. I'll miss this spot. It's been really good for me. A couple weeks ago when I was really stressing out about moving, I talked to Drea on the phone, and she reminded me that I had manifested this house and this space for myself, and if I've done that, not to worry, because I can do it again. And it was good advice to just feel confident in knowing that not to be too scared about giving it up. Like, hey, it's come together once, it can come together again. And this new adventure I'm embarking on is exciting. I'm excited for Becky and I to move into a new place and set it up together, decorate it, make a new home space. I'm really excited about what we have coming in the fall with our retreats and our travels. I'm setting aside the first part of this weekend to get into a creative mode and prepare a worthy introduction to the video for my website so that I can introduce it and launch it on YouTube and properly introduce it and share it on Facebook, and just to honor all the beautiful work that went into it, and to also speak to why it was created and what it is it's speaking to and what it is I'm trying to attract and call out in others, and how I hope it represents me. And or even to speak maybe clearly what it is I wish to offer through the video, so that as people see it and connect to it, they can know the why behind why I'm offering it. Or they can know where and how to connect with me through that video. Through my websites and through what I'm dreaming up, and who I'm trying to call into my life. I feel like I've been coming up against lately working with the fear of being misunderstood, fear of being made fun of, still, even at this point in my life, for speaking things that I feel like some of my close friends don't always understand or connect with, and that makes me even more shy about speaking it, because I think like, if my closest friends don't understand, then maybe I'm off with what I'm trying to say or do, or maybe I should let that go, or whatever. And it's been maybe years and years of this, and I'm just coming back around to a place of realizing that I'm my happiest when I just gather my truth and speak it as clearly as I know how, and it doesn't really need to make sense to anybody else. I don't have to prove it, or I don't have to get upset if people don't understand. but that if I keep speaking my truth really clearly, I think it lands on the right ears eventually. That there are other souls out there that connect with exactly with what I'm saying, exactly as I'm saying it. And they get immediately why I'm speaking to it. And that their souls are refreshed by hearing it and being touched by it. I'm starting to slowly gain that confidence and to just keep putting it out there. I've also been slowly getting the understanding that what it is I'm offering is complex, a little mysterious, not always easy to put into words. And that it's not something I can give in what they call the elevator pitch of one or two sentences sometimes. I'll keep working it and offering it, but I feel like different people need to hear it differently. And so I don't always know the blanket statement to put out to everybody. And that what I'm calling in is something really big and beautiful, and that it's both deserves time and takes time to speak to it in a genuine way and in a meaningful way. One gift that I feel I have that I like to share with people is what I feel like is a type of bridge between masculine and feminine ways of communicating. I feel I have a natural gift in being able to hear and understand both of those languages. And that when one is speaking one and doesn't know how to hear the other, I can, one, notice that and help to build a bridge between the two. Translation, a mediation of connecting those two aspects or sides of self. It's something I, without thinking about, tend to offer to all of my closest friends. It's what I feel I can most help in the realms of relationship with, is where there's gaps between each partner about what they're able to hear or communicate with each other. And I feel it's usually within my range and pretty easy for me to understand both what's being spoken and communicated by both sides with their meaning and their intent, and I can help translate that to the other one and back and forth. And then I feel for the evolution of the species that we're going to all need to learn this a little bit more, and not so much that the masculine needs to become the feminine or the feminine needs to become the masculine, but we both need to learn how to communicate and hear each other more and interact with and a broader range of each other's spectrums. For our communication and connection to be meeting up on more and more points without us giving up on just having the huge gap in between and making light fun of it or joking about it as if it's inevitable that it always has to be there. I believe in the beauty of the range of the masculine and the feminine polarities always being there. But I believe that their ability to connect and communicate across that range is within our reach, within all of our reaches, and it's not beyond any of us to do it. It may be something that some of us have more ease with than others, but it's something that we can all call in help with. And if we have a desire to, even if we're having trouble personally, there's people like me and others who can help bridge those gaps. And all we have to do is ask. All we have to do is want to call that in. And there's help for that. And so it becomes a choice if we're having trouble there and not connecting. It becomes a choice about whether we want to or not. Because if you want to, I believe there's a way. And in that way of help from others, we eventually learn how to grow that ability within ourselves. And we're open to hearing through multiple people understandings and interpretations and of what's being said that we're missing, and of what we're saying that's not landing, and how to start to bridge those things for happier, healthier, more connected, deeper relationships. Just wanted to speak to that. My friend at work earlier this week reminded me that some of the biggest change makers that he's known in his life were not always well-liked people, but they usually upset quite a few people. And that for someone who speaks their truth, speaking your truth and being liked is not a path that's always on the same road. That those two things diverge at some point. And I think maybe I err on the side of wanting people to like me, wanting people to understand me, and if I upset them too much, I take that as a feedback loop that I need to change something within me. And that empathic skill of being hypersensitive to other people's feelings, moods, and reactions has caused me to kind of play my game a little bit more conservative in my life. And I'm realizing that has not always served me, and that's been something that's maybe slowed my own progress, caused me to doubt myself a little bit more than I need to. And that without, so not with my intention to upset or disturb anyone, that I also can do a little bit more to not give so much of my attention to whether that's happening or not, and just keep my attention focused on whether I'm speaking my truth or not, and to trust that and bless it and send that ship out and let it connect with and discover what it's going to discover. As I watch my videos later, I see areas where I get nervous and gloss over subjects a little too quickly. And it's just teaching me different ways to pay attention to my own energy, to be patient with myself. If something's causing me to tense up as I'm speaking it, or I can even get nervous in front of this camera that I'm not speaking it quickly enough or directly enough, to tune into the truth of what I'm trying to say, and to just ask it and connect with it in the moment, and ask for it to come forward and come out. Feels good to do this video here at home after I've been going out on so many walks and adventures to do it. It's nice to just do it right here outside in a little spot that feels safe and sweet, and that I want to keep in my memories. With that, say thank you. Thank you for being my sacred witness to speaking these words. See you next time.